What up, what up? It's your boy, Mediocre Reactions. We back, we here. Tom MacDonald featuring Dax. Blame the rappers. Blame the rappers. That's a heavy title. That's a heavy title. I was going to say, I know Hobson and Illmind speaks a little bit on blaming rappers. I was going to say, even Akon, you could put the blame on me. Like, Akon got everybody, blame the rappers. If you don't want to take responsibility for your own parenting and your kids acting wild, blame the rappers. I feel like this is what this is talking about. But Tom MacDonald featuring Dax. We're just going to dive right in. We're going to dive right in. I'm ready. Let's get it.
Yeah, I'm a rapper, but I'm losing my respect for the genre. How many songs about Xanax and alcohol are we dropping? How many kids we gonna kill for we admit it's a problem? Probably stop if it was one of our sons or one of our daughters. We know our demographic is primarily youth. We glorify breaking the law.
Oh, by the way, my bad. We got Dave Bamboo up in it. We got Dave Bamboo. He's in the building. But so far, he talking about modern rap game. The modern rap gang, talking about Xannies, Percocets, Oxys, glorifying it. And I understand. I get it. I don't do any of that. Unfortunately, in my younger days, I'll open up a little bit. In my younger days, I did have a drug problem. So I completely understand that it's not okay to glorify addiction and glorify. Like, who's it? Look at Juice WRLD, R.I.P. Juice WRLD was on, I'm pretty sure it was Oxys when he was flying and then had a seizure and passed away. Like, when you glorify that stuff and put it into the limelight, like, you're a mouthpiece for a whole generation. And so if you sit there and you take your power and use it for, like, who's that? That Lil Xan kid. That Lil Xan kid. He talked about Xanax being a powerful drug and like how, and I remember listening to that song, and I hate that song, by the way, but I understood the message that he was trying to say. And there's a lot of like new school rappers out there who are glorifying all these drugs, and that's not okay. That's not okay, because it could be a 15-year-old kid who's bumping who did I say? Like, was it Lil Peep? I feel like Lil Peep glorified that. Like, just depression in general glorified that. And like, I almost felt like his music was, it was okay to be depressed. And what was it? I'm trying to think. Like, yeah, I was gonna say what, like Future's not super new, but I don't know, like these new school rappers, man. Lil Uzi Vert. I just feel like a lot of them glorify drug addiction and pills. And so it's really hard to get behind that music. And I have a hard time with that music in general because the bars are trash. And you know we here for bars. We here for bars. All right.
The children in school, kids copy what we see and imitate what we do. They'll go to jail for doing the things you thought them was cool. We put women in our videos exploiting their bodies, while little girls around the world grab their phone and they watch it. They need a realistic role model, not just a Barbie. They see strippers and escorts, but no lawyers or doctors. Hey hip-hop, what the hell happened? It was power to the people and we like that stuff. These days you're promoting that it's fun to be an addict, so I'm asking, how could y'all write that, bruh? You can blame the rappers when you blow up, but your favorite songs are about doing drugs. So what happens after these kids grow up? And who's to blame for who they've become? They made it look so cool to shoot those guns and hate the cops and to get too drunk. You can blame the rappers when you show up and love the song that make you dumb. You can blame. Making music is
decision, a choice. And if you ever get to be successful, you must understand the people that you influence. I swear by what you say, and that the melodies you sing make wings, build dreams, and fill voids. We got medication straight through voice. Some give life, and some destroy. And even though this money seems nice, it can't come, so we must take that as a hint. That there's other things in life we should enjoy. We move mountains, we cross states, we play roles in presidential debates. So don't you try and tell me making music is for fun, and you don't care about the things that our music helped make. Man, I know I'm not perfect, but I'll change. I'm the outcome of this world and my pain, and this music is pills, and I promise this dose that you take won't make you say, you can blame the rappers.
Ain't that how it starts, though? Ain't that how it starts? Making music is just all for fun. And then you have a homie that's like, yo, you're actually really good. And then it starts up there. And then you start taking it serious. Or is there rappers out there that are just like, yo, day one, from the jump, this is my life. Like, I'm trying to inspire a whole generation off my raps because I know I'm that good. Is that right off the gate? Because I was always under the impression, like, I like to freestyle every once in a while. I was always under the impression that, like, rappers are doing this for fun, and then it just becomes something into it. Like, I remember reading and watching an interview with Tech Nine, and Tech Nine was like in the classroom, like beating his chest, and he would do it for fun. And then people were like, "Yo, man, like you're good, you're really good." And then he just went off from there. So I'm curious. Apparently, Dax is saying that he, from the jump, day one, he was trying to inspire a generation. But I don't know. Let me know in the comments. How you feel about this, Dave? It's not bad, right?
But I swear that I'm embarrassed. Half of these artists can't even talk, they just mumble the lyrics. And the teenagers listen while they rebel from their parents. While the rappers tell them pop a pill, buy Gucci and wear it. They say screw the police, break the rules, smoke weed, buy some shoes you don't need, rep the hood in your street. All these rappers holding guns and now the kids want some. Mess around and kill they homie, you can't clean that blood. We encourage being stupid with our music, and we're normalizing poor moral standards while we do it. Little boys see the way that women look on our videos and assume it's real life, project that image on little girls. It's unrealistic. If you're young and you listen, you are one in a million. You are loved, you are different. Hey, hip-hop. I know life moves on.
I agree with that to a certain extent, but I think the outcome of a kid starts at home. The outcome of a kid starts at home. If you're a parent, and I'm not saying be strict, I'm not saying Harry Potter your kid, throw him under a little room and lock him up and be like, nah, you can't come out because he's going to rebel. You tell a kid he can't do something, he's going to do it. That's how that works. That's that rebellious mentality of a kid. All kids, especially growing up in a religious home, me, I always wanted to rebel. They would tell me no, and I would walk the other way. And I would do what they told me not to do. It starts at home. So instead of saying no to your kid, explain why you're saying that. Because if you just say no to a kid, he's going to take that and be like, well, I want to do it. I want to know what it is. I want to smoke weed. I want to pop a pill because I don't know what the effects are. Like, you're leaving me in the dark. You got to explain to your child what is going to happen before you're like, yo, heroin's bad. Granted, don't do heroin. But if you're not explaining to your young kid who is still learning, he's going to do it. He's going to do it, not to that certain extent, but he's going to do certain things. And so you, as a parent, have to explain why it's not okay. Instead of being an asshole and being like, oh, you just can't do it, and then ground them for something. Like, it's just, you have to explain that stuff, man. They're kids. They're little kids. And so I agree with you, Tom. When you have a rapper who is talking about doing drugs and making it sound really cool, they're putting it in a light of just like, yo, like, I'm about Xanax. I'm about Oxycontin. And so that's all they hear is it's good, it's good, it's good. But they don't know the negative side effects. But then if you have a kid who is hearing it's negative all the time, but they don't hear the side effects and how addicting and how it could ruin your life, there's no middle ground. It's either good or bad. There's no, this is why it's good and this is why it's bad. This is why it's terrible. Like, there's nothing. There's nothing. So they branch out on their own. So I get that. I get that. I understand. I understand.
But while I'm here, how could you write that, dog? You can blame the rappers when you blow up, but your favorite songs are about doing drugs. So what happens after these kids grow up? And who's to blame for who they've become? They made it look so cool to shoot those guns and hate the cops and to get too drunk. You can blame the rappers when you show up and love the songs that make you dumb. You can blame the rappers. Dollar bills and popping pills like party songs. It's not cool in real life. Cheap thrills and going till the morning comes. See what that feels like. You can blame the rappers when you blow up, but your favorite songs are about doing drugs. So what happens after these kids grow up? And who's to blame for who they've become? They made it look so cool to shoot those guns and hate the cops and to get too drunk. You can blame the rappers when you show up.
Man, I'm just analyzing. This is.
That make you dumb. You can blame the rappers.
Another one down, Tom. Another one down. I enjoy the song. The only difference with that is I think having an addiction and having a rough childhood starts with the parent. And how you raise your parent. How you raise your kids. Like that's how I view it. Like, and on top of that, it's when kids go to school, they are accustomed to learning everything at school, because you're going to have kids who don't have the same views and same values as their parents do. And so it's going to get to the point where this kid's going to learn about sex at the age of 8. This kid's going to learn about drugs at the age of 10. Like, I've had homies who's smoking since 10 years old. Like you got to realize that everyone's going to be different and someone's going to be exposed to that type of addiction or that type of whatever it is. Like, they're going to be exposed one way or another, whether it's from the parent or whether it's from a friend. They're going to be exposed. And so if that kid isn't ready for that exposure and he wants to try whatever is happening or do whatever is happening at the time, he's going to do it because he doesn't know no better. He doesn't know. And so it starts at home, man. It starts with the home. It really does. It really does. That's one thing that I've learned in my life. Is it starts with the home. And if you come from a broken home, just know you're not alone, and you just got to find someone that can help you out. I promise. Like, I have friends who care about me. I have family who cares about me and has seen the trials and tribulations that I've gone through. And, like, I have a brother who has gone through some rough stuff as well. And look, I was going to say, I got my own house. Like, we chilling. He's got his own house. He's married. He got kids. Like we're doing good. We're doing good for ourselves. And you just need people to have your back. You need people to have your back and tell you the difference between right and wrong. Because if someone doesn't explain that to you, you're headed down a rough path. Even if you are a good kid, like you can, even at a young age, you yourself, because I've seen kids do that, you yourself can tell the difference of right or wrong. And I commend those kids. But there's a lot of kids who hear this stuff and want to try certain things, and they do it. And then their life is rough for the next, how many ever years. Or they get so tied up in an addiction, they end up dying by the time they're 20. One of my homies, unfortunately passed away from a drug addiction. And he came from a rough home. But, yeah, man, in the end, all I can say is I appreciate you guys. I really do, for rocking with me. I love each and every one of you. 26 subs strong, baby. No, I appreciate you guys watching my videos. I have a real strong opinion on this certain stuff because I've come from a rough background. And so I completely understand why Tom and Dax are saying blame the rapper. Because I feel like some of these rappers came from broken homes. Or they're just trying to sell and get their family out of a horrible situation. And if unfortunately drugs, money, and women are what sells, that's what's going to happen. But then you're going to influence another kid, a young kid, who is going to fall into this cycle of depression. And it's going to get terrible. So you just got to be aware of this stuff. That's all I'm saying. You just got to be aware. And it starts at home, man. It starts at home. But I love y'all. It's been your boy, Mediocre Reactions. This was a long one. We had to talk on this one. But it's been your boy. Be easy. Take it easy.